So in the previous class, we have started heat treatment processes. Then general introduction to it was given to you. What is the meaning of heat treatment? And then list of the treatment was given by me. Now, in last class, just introduction of annealing was given to you. There are different types of annealing. Definition of annealing was also given. So I repeat the definition of annealing. You can just see in your notebook. It consists of heating of the steel to the predetermined temperature, soaking there for sufficient time, and then cooling with very slow cooling rate. Please make underlined word very slow. Cooling with very slow cooling rate, cooling rate in slow cooling rate is achieved in the furnace cooling or insulation material. Now I repeat definition in one stroke. Annealing, it consists of heating of the steel to the predetermined temperature, soaking there for sufficient time, and cooling with very slow cooling rate in furnace or in insulating material. Now, earlier standard definition, there was one statement, so as to achieve desired mechanical properties. So, as per the type of heat treatment, desired properties will change. So, for every heat treatment, there are different desired properties. So, for annealing, what are the desired properties? So, in the annealing, there are objectives. So, in that objectives, you will come to know what are the desired properties after annealing. Now, the types of annealing we have studied. In the types of annealing, full annealing, partial annealing, spheroidizing annealing, homogenizing annealing, isothermal annealing, recrystallization annealing, stress relief annealing, and box annealing, bright annealing. So all these types of annealing are producing perlite structure. So remember, the product of annealing is perlite. The variation in the phase additions are there. So today, whatever yesterday's part I taught you, how to draw it in time temperature curve. So the question may be asked: draw the temperature versus time plot and show various types of annealing. Now you use some minimum half page of your notebook. And start drawing along with me. Very simple curves are there: heating, soaking, and cooling cycle. So I will show here for annealing how heating, soaking, and cooling is carried out. So let us start with first, that is full annealing. Full annealing for hypoeutectoid steel and full annealing for hypereutectoid steel is different. So I will draw two curves. Heating, soaking, and cooling. I will just give the name 1. So if sequence is here and there, you will, once again you have to write sequence here. 1 means right full annealing. For some space you find below this diagram. If space is not available at left side, you write below diagram. 1 is full annealing for hypoeutectoid, HYPO, hypoeutectoid and eutectoid steel. So this is heating. Temperature is shown here. You go on heating. Above you H3 you are going. Okay. Then horizontal line It means temperature constant and time increases. Means this is soaking period, and then it is cooling with slow cooling rate. Now, same curve I will draw, but I am taking from here. See, heating is in between A1 and A3. Okay, so this is right full annealing. So no, erase the word full annealing. Actually, meaning of, I hope, am I audible? Meaning of full annealing is always getting homogeneous austenite. But in case of hyperutectoid steel, we are not following that cycle. That's why full annealing of hyperutectoid steel becomes partial annealing. So you write second, partial annealing. Partial means 100% austenite is not produced. That demo I am going to give with microstructure after this bit. So partial annealing for hyperutectoid steel. Hyper. Why partial? Because you have not formed homogeneous austenite. You have heated between A1 and A3. Can anybody tell me what is the phase between A1 and A3? Yes? Please reply. I am expecting that you should reply without taking your name. Omkar Mashalkar. Tell me what is phase between A1 and A3. Can you hear me? Omkar.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Can you please reply answer? What is the phase between A1 and A3? Recall iron carbide diagram. Turn the pages back and see your diagram. Between A1 and A3,
Okay,
there is
sir.
alpha plus P for hypoeutectoid and P plus Fe3C for hypoeutectoid. You have to remember this forever. Otherwise, if you will go on forgetting the things, you will not understand heat treatment. Always remember, between A1 and A3 for hypoeutectoid, phase is alpha plus P.
Yes, sir.
And for whether it is alpha plus P, whether I am correct or wrong, somebody should correct me. I am telling wrong thing to you intentionally. Whether it is alpha plus P between A1 and A3. I hope somebody have opened diagram. Alpha plus P is present at room temperature. As soon as you cross A1 temperature, P is converted into austenite. So between A1 and A3, the structure is alpha plus austenite. I repeat once again. In between A1 and A3, for hypoeutectoid steel, structure is ferrite plus austenite because 100% austenite is not produced. And if the steel is hypereutectoid steel, the structure is cementite plus austenite. Remember this. So full annealing, partial annealing. Then next one is diffusion annealing. Three number. Another name of diffusion annealing is homogenizing annealing. What I have carried out, see, far above A3 temperature, very high temperature, A3 temperature around 850 to 900. So you are going at 1000 or 1100 degrees Celsius. So at this much high temperature, complete homogenization takes place and you will get homogeneous structure of austenite. But for every advantage, unknowingly, there are some disadvantages. Because of heating at very high temperature, there are chances of scale formation, oxidation, and hence it should be carried out in controlled atmosphere. So this C number is diffusion annealing or homogenizing annealing. Heating, soaking, cooling. Then next one is recrystallization annealing or stress relief. Four number, stress relief annealing. See, A1 temperature and below A1 I have heated. This is very important thing. So this heating will not convert into phase, any phase change. Alpha plus remains alpha plus B. Other cases above A1 perlite converted into austenite. Above A3 there is 100% austenite. So here for fourth number curve, whatever phase you have at room temperature up to heating and soaking, same phase remains because you are below A1. So this is stress relief annealing. Similar curve for recrystallization annealing. Recrystallization annealing. So 4 number and 5 number are called as subcritical treatments. Make underline to this word. Yesterday only I told you. So 4 number and 5 number are called as subcritical. Why subcritical? Because you are heating below A1 temperature. So if you cross A1 temperature, then that will not be subcritical. Sub means below. So almost I have covered full annealing, partial annealing, homogenizing, stress relief. Now this box annealing, spheronizing annealing, etc. is remaining. So box annealing or bright annealing, actually they are full annealing. So same curve is followed. That is related to forming a condition atmosphere around the specimens, so that we can show in temperature time diagram. So curve may be same. And spheronizing annealing consists of again heating at in between A1 and A3, and there is conversion of or formation of globular perlite. Okay, so these are the important curves 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. It may be asked in the examination. I hope you have plotted this. Next bit will be objectives of full annealing. Any doubt here? The figure is over. May I erase this?
Yes, sir. Yes.
Okay. Have you written clearly A3, A1? Don't forget to write this. This indicates that you are above A3, between A1, A3, below A1. So you should not forget to write this A1, A3. Right title, full annealing. Write the statement. Until and unless, not specified. Until and unless, not specified, comma, annealing is full annealing. Annealing is full annealing. Objectives. First. Now there are 4 objectives. You have to remember all these 4. First, next line first, to refine the grain structure. To refine the grain structure of cast and hot worked components. Pay attention here. Casting process, there is a melting. Molten metal is poured, and then after pouring, solidification will be there. Once solidification is over, what is next step after solidification? Cooling. So cooling starts after solidification. Okay. So imagine, so depends upon percentage of carbon, melting point is different. Okay. What is melting point of pure iron? It was shown on iron carbon diagram. So, see, some students should immediately reply to this, any of the question which I ask you. Tell me melting point of pure iron. Don't put in chat box, I have one thesis search. No, don't know. So melting point of pure iron is 1539. It is shown on iron carbon diagram. Immediately when I say, you put some tag there. As soon as I say open the diagram, within fraction of second you should open that diagram. And by the time you might have drawn good quality diagram, I hope so. Everywhere the reference of diagram is required. So melting point of pure iron is 1539. And as the percentage of carbon increases, melting point go on decreasing. And up to 1147, it will be, and you take tick, it will be up to 1147 degrees Celsius. That much minimum. And again it go on increasing after 4.3% of carbon. So depends upon percentage of carbon, melting point of the steel is different. Now, if you are pouring the casting, suppose it is of a high carbon steel, 1% carbon steel. So how to find out the melting point of 1% carbon steel? This is interview question. Write somewhere at the top side. How to find out melting point of maybe 1% carbon steel, 0.5% carbon steel. Now I want this answer. I have explained you this earlier. I said this is interview question. Rupesh Dere, roll number 61. Please answer. I hope you are in. Rupesh Dere, am I audible? This is your sincerity. Akshay Mane, roll number 70. Akshay Mane. Am I audible, Akshay? If this will be the attitude, then how can teachers will explain you the things? If you are not responding at least, sir, I don't know. At least you should answer. Voice is breaking. Am I audible clearly? At least this you reply. Am I audible? Yes, I'm getting the chats. Who will answer? How to find out melting point of particular steel or cast iron from iron carbide diagram? Metallurgy is very easy subject if you concentrate. Mechanical engineers are handicapped without knowledge of metallurgy. And if you will not concentrate, metallurgy will be difficult person. This is difficult for any person. So those who are studying, metallurgy will be easy for that person. And if you will not study, it will be very difficult for that person. Now, how simple question I have asked. Nobody is taking initiative to answer willingly. Everybody is waiting when sir will take my name. What Dhanush is replying? Percentage of carbon in the iron. No, my question is different. My question is how to find melting point of any particular steel. Suppose 1% carbon steel.
From the composition of
God will bless you. Huh? I'm not getting. See how simple answer is. I will show here. This is your iron carbon diagram. This is your iron carbon diagram. You know that here is 4.3, here is 0.8, here is 2. I am asking what is melting point? 539. Okay. Why this Sushant Jadhav is joining late? Sushant Jadhav. Mr. Sushant Jadhav. What is problem? So you put vertical line anywhere. If I put here, this is 0.7% carbon. So here it cuts. Go to left hand side. This will be your melting point. Very simple. I ask melting point of 1%. 1% is somewhere here. Draw the straight line. It will cut here. It will be the melting point. So this is the answer. If you want to find out melting point of any steel or cast iron, you have to draw the iron carbon diagram with scale. And if you draw that vertical line and where it cuts this liquidious line, if you have to take the left hand side on the abscissa, that is y-axis, that will directly give the melting point. This is simple answer. I think 5 to 6 students from mechanical department 4 or 5 years back, they got selected in Jindal Steel, the core company. And imagine, software companies are giving packages maybe 3 lakh, 4 lakh. Even TCS is giving 3.5 lakh, 4 lakh. Jindal Steel is pure mechanical company, 6 lakh package was given to the 3-4 students 4-5 years back. Questions were all from metallurgy. What is steel? What is cast iron? And if you'll get selected in such core company, so even the job is more secure than software company. Imagine. So your concentration is very important. Even online classes, some limitations are there. The net problem and other thing. Wherever you are in 100%, you have to concentrate. Now I was explaining the first objective, refine the grain size of cast and hot work steel. So I was telling the melting point. Suppose 1% carbon casting, it is cooled. Now you are at suppose 1000 degrees Celsius. After solidification, cooling starts. But at that time, the structure of austenite very coarse. Coarse gamma. This is at 1000 degrees Celsius. If this coarse gamma is cooled in the air, it will give very complicated structure called as Wiedemann-Steiner structure. Draw this. Wiedemann-Steiner is the name of technocrat who has studied this. So if at room temperature, after complete cooling, this complicated structure will be there. It is having poor mechanical properties. So what analyzing doing? So once again that casting is taken and heated to the full annealing range. So what is full annealing range? That I will tell you in the next step. So it is some temperature above A3 temperature. So some temperature is 20 to 40 degrees Celsius. So if A3 temperature is 800, you have to heat at 830 or 840. If A3 temperature is 850, you have to heat at 880 or 890. So 20 to 40 degrees Celsius more than A3 temperature. This cooled casting, you have to heat once again. And then once again it will produce austenite. Heating for full annealing. Right, this. I hope this is visible. Heating for full annealing. Then it will give fine austenite. Fine gamma. I repeat once again, this structure is formed immediately after solidification of casting or when you are doing hot forging. Hot is the important word. Hot forging, at that time this coarse austenite is produced. And if you cool that structure in air, you will get complicated structure. Okay, Wiedemann-Steiner structure. So this is alpha plus B. Complicated. Which is having poor properties. Then this casting is full annealed. Means what? Heated above A3 temperature. That's what a heating for full annealing. then it will give fine austenite. And now it is cooled slowly. Slow cooling. This is air cooling. Like this. This is air cooling at the upper side. This is slow cooling. And see now how good structure is produced. Alpha plus P. So this is first objective of full annealing. In this way I have shown the cycle. So I repeat the first objective, to refine the grain size of casted and hot worked. Actually forging maybe any hot working, hot rolling also. So that's why commonly I use hot worked. To refine the grain size of cast and hot worked components. So this is full annealing step. This is your raw heated for full annealing, got the final structure after full annealing. Or objective number 2. Softening of the steel. I will not erase this. I will keep it for some time. Second objective, softening of the steel. Underline dash. Slow cooling causes softening. Full stop. Hardened and normalized steels can be made soft as per requirement by full annealing. I repeat, hardened and normalized steels can be made soft as per the requirement by full annealing. Over, somebody reply.
Over, sir.
Okay. Third, to relieve the internal stresses. To relieve the internal stresses. Underline dash. Slow cooling of complicated parts helps in reducing the internal stresses. I repeat, slow cooling of complicated parts help in reducing internal stresses. Fourth, to improve the machinability of high carbon steel. To improve the machinability of high carbon steel. Underline dash. high carbon steels are hard and hence difficult to machine. I will take your attendance. My screenshots. So those who have left the meeting, they are absent automatically. Okay. Four. What have you written? To improve the machinability of high carbon steel. High carbon steels are hard and it's difficult to machine. Okay. Next line. Full annealing improves the machinability by decreasing the hardness. So now we have studied the types of all types of annealing. So you have seen stress relief annealing, you have seen spheroidizing annealing. The aim of stress relief annealing is to relieve the internal stresses. Automatically, full annealing will also when it is carried out, stress relief will be carried out. Means directly or indirectly, you can get the effect of stress relief even in case of full annealing. So improvement of machinability is by spheroidizing annealing. So if in a high carbon steel you are treating for full annealing, high carbon steel's machinability is less because it is hard. So how to improve machinability? You have to decrease the hardness. It will be decreased by full annealing. So these four are the objectives. Now next line, important bit. Steps in the annealing. Steps in the annealing. First, heating. Write down. It consists of heating of the steel to the predetermined temperature. Now, what is predetermined temperature? A3 plus 20 to 40. A1 plus 20 to 40. This is for hypo and eutectoid. Hypoeutectoid and eutectoid steel. And this is for hypereutectoid steel. So full annealing of hyperductal steel is actually partial because you are not crossing A3. You are just crossing A1 plus 20 to 40. And so there is a reason. Write down the reason. Make star mark. Heating of hypereutectoid steel in annealing is above A1 and not above A3. Make star mark. In the next bit I am going to explain you. So how to show this temperature band? So I will draw the eutectoid point. This is eutectoid point. This is 0.8%. Now what you have written, see, for hypoeutectoid and eutectoid steel, heating is A3 plus 20 to 40. So we have to show this temperature band. This hatched part shows heating zone for hypoeutectoid steel, that is some degree Celsius above A3. But for hypereutectoid steel, it is A1 plus. That's why it is in this way. Draw this. And call this point number 2.
सर
Yes.
हाँ सर ती डायग्राम अजून एकदा एक्सप्लेन कर.
Heat.
हाँ
This is eutectoid point of iron carbon diagram. Heating temperature for hypoeutectoid and eutectoid is A3 plus 20 to 40. So I will erase and draw once again. This is your eutectoid point. This is 910. This line is A3 line. So if you take any steel whose percentage of carbon is less than 0.8, you have to draw one straight line. It will cut here. Suppose I have taken 0.5%. 0.5% will here. So A3 temperature for 0.5% carbon is, you have to go to left hand side. This will be around 800. Now I have the steel. This is the steel whose percentage of carbon is 0.5 and I want to carry out full annealing. At what temperature should I heat? These are the guidelines. So I know A3 temperature is 800. Then I will take 20 to 40 more. It is depends upon you. Suppose I take 30 degree more. So my heating temperature will be 830 for heating of 0.5% carbon steel during full annealing. That is the meaning. That's why this temperature band is shown. So in this zone, you have to heat. If it is 0.4, temperature will be different. So for 0.5, your heating temperature is here now. And if it is 0.4, heating temperature is here. If it is 0.6, heating temperature is here. In this way. So this is temperature band. Similarly, for hypereutectoid steel, it is A1 plus 20 to 40. That's why if it is 0.4 or 1% carbon steel, so it is A1 temperature. A1 is 727. So above 727, 20 to 40 more. Let us take suppose 30 degrees or 40 degrees. For all it is applicable. That's why this is straight line I have drawn. So 1% carbon steel, heating temperature would be around 727 plus 30, maybe 760. So this is temperature band. There are 3 temperature bands for annealing, normalizing, hardening. You will understand at that time. Second point, soaking. Soaking means holding. Soaking is carried out at minimum 1 hour for 25 mm section. Means if cross section is 25 mm or up to 25 mm, you have to wait for 1 hour to form homogeneous austenite. So if it is very less, that soaking may be less. It may be 10 minutes or 15 minutes. But usually casting size are bigger. That's why 1 hour is sufficient for getting the homogeneous austenite. But if it is more than 25 mm section, what is the next? So I repeat, soaking is carried out at minimum 1 hour for 25 mm section and 30 minutes for every additional 25 minutes. 30 minutes for every additional 25 millimeter. Means if your section, cross section is 50 millimeter, in that case 1 hour 30 minutes. So for 25 1 hour means 52 hours, not like that. Okay, that is the meaning. Third, cooling, slow cooling. Slow cooling. Slow cooling is carried out in the insulating material or in the furnace itself by switching off it. Full stop. Austenite is converted into perlite. Full stop. Cooling rate is around 30 to 50 degrees Celsius per hour. Thirty degrees Celsius to 50 degrees Celsius per hour. Now, if whatever level of the notebook you have written, minimum half page space, if it is available, then you start whatever next I am taking. If 25% or 30% part of your page is remaining, leave it there and go to next new page. I am going to explain, write the title, microstructure changes during annealing. Five minutes are remaining. It will not over, but at least we can start it. So I will show you. If see here, I will draw. If this is your page, notebook page, and this is your column, then you start drawing by leaving some space to left hand side. So iron carbide diagrams, you take to a point we are going to draw. So this is column line, your double red lines. So start from here in this way. In this way. Let us take two examples. One is of hypoeutectoid and another is of hypereutectoid. This is 0.8% carbon. Now I will take the example of 0.2% carbon. Now after drawing this, just draw one faint line at around 0.2. Very faint line. You are at this point. Suppose this is a steel. It is having 0.2% carbon. What microstructure it shows? I will show right side. I will give name as a point number 1. So for 0.2% carbon steel, little coarser alpha plus P I am showing. Drawing this way. This is P and this is alpha. You are at room temperature. Now I will come to point number 2. Tell me what is phase at this point number 2. Answer immediately. Amruti.
Plus gamma.
Correct. Alpha plus gamma. So alpha remains alpha and P is converted into gamma. Absolutely correct. If you will understand, metallurgy is very easy subject. So where there is a perlite, I will draw some small grains of austenite. I will show here for your understanding. This is the structure which I have drawn here, and where there is a perlite, again draw small grains in that big grain. Means perlite is converted into austenite. In this way you show. So this is alpha plus gamma at point number 2. At point number 3, just above E3. What is the structure at point number 3? Reply. Reply immediately. I will take 2-3 more minutes. 0% austenite. Is it correct?
Yes, sir.
Okay, very good. This is gamma. And now far above it, but less than melting point. Austenite remains austenite. But see the change between 0.3 and 0.4. This is coarse gamma. COARAC. Coarse means larger size. Drop this. Then we'll stop. Then how these products are converted? That I will take in next class. That's why I asked you leave the space here. Here I am going to draw another structures. We will. I once again I will take screenshot. Some students have rejoined. I'll say. So I have taken your attendance. After drawing this, you can exit the class. Thank you very much. But draw it